Hello again, and welcome back to Digimon Fan Game. Actually, I just updated the name for the game. I think Digimon Tactics sounds better than Digimon Wars, and it actually showcases more a little bit of what I want to do with the game. So, let's answer a couple of questions, and then we can get into the story of the game. I want to give a summary of the story, a little bit better, of what I'm trying to accomplish within the game and what is my vision, and I would like to get some feedback for it for the future too. So let's start with question number one. Why hasn't he posted more videos? That's fairly easy to answer. Just life. Uh, Making videos takes time, posting them takes time, and even though that I'm not editing, it's just time that I'm trying to use for other stuff. Things at home, things for me, for my family, and even the project. That allows me a little bit more time to work in the project too. Question number two that probably people have. Is the project dead? No. The project is not dead, it's just really slowly coming together. I'm still learning how to code and all that kind of stuff. So rather than posting a billion development logs of just one code working at a time, I'm working on it on the background, learning more how to do it. And when I have something more substantial, I will post it too. But no, I'm also working on the details about the story, organization, and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of things that have to happen for this to come together. And question number three is, when is this coming out? Well, my original goal is still getting a playable demo or something simple by the end of the year. I'm still working on it. I have a couple months to get it done, and we'll see where we get. And if we get there, I will probably update it and upload it as many channels as I can for people to play and to give me feedback on it. So, taking that into consideration and getting out of the way, let's start with the story of the game. I want to give you guys a summary of what's my vision for the story of the game and how a couple of things are going to work out within the game story to make sense. So let's start with characters. There's going to be three main characters, which is going to be the playable character that you're going to be playing, and then we're going to have two rivals, and I was going to explain a little bit more about them in a minute. So the main character is going to have a choice to get a Digimon at the beginning, which is going to be your main partner, your best friend, and that's here in this area right here. And each Digimon is going to be specialized from one kingdom, which is going to be, it's something that the Digimon sometimes have. This comes from a game just to try to make it a little bit more mechanically sound. They created these families. Some media does not account for this. I want to account for this. So there is the Dragon's Roar, which is mostly dragons and fire Digimons, Wind Guardians, which is bird-like Digimons or flying Digimons, Jungle Troopers, which is insects or plants, Nature Spirits, which is more beast-like creatures, Virus Busters, which is more angelic, Deep Savers, which is more aquatic or ice, Nightmare Soldiers, which is demonic, and then Metal Empire, which is more machines and electric kind of Digimon. So you're gonna be able to partner with one of these Digimons, and then the rest of them are going to be sprinkled around in the story. That's gonna make things a little more complicated from the coding perspective, but again, we're working with what we can right now. So that's how it's going to happen. You're gonna get your first rookie. The Digivolutions is going to be dependent on different things. That's a little bit out of the scope of this video. So if you want to know more about Digivolutions and all that kind of stuff, you can watch the other videos in the series. And then we're going to be able to have a Spirit Digimon, which is the player itself is going to be able to transform into a Digimon and jump into the battle. So that's something that I want to make. Is something that I think more um, monstertainment games should have, and Digimon has a great opportunity to do that with the Spirit Digimon. So you're gonna get your rookie friend, and then you're going to be given a Spirit Digimon as part of it, and then you're gonna be able to get the extra Spirit Digimons from other locations, and that's going to allow you to be there in the battlefield with your Digimons and support them. So that's going to be integrated in the story. I'll explain a little bit more about that in a second. And then here is the information about the two main rivals. So the two main rivals are going to be a main character syndrome rival, which is going to be so full of himself and think that he is the chosen one and the Kirito of the story, and he was brought into the digital world to save it, and he has to do it, and he's going to be partnered with a Terriermon that's going to be able to digivolve with the Digi-Egg of Fate or Destiny. And the other character is going to be a more friendly rival. She's going to be not super antagonistic, but is still going to be posing a challenge to the player. And this one is going to have a Vmon that is going to have the possibility to digivolve into Magnetramon, which is going to be explained a little bit more, and how I'm going to have the DGX also involved in the story. And then here's just a little bit more of the organization and how the Digimons are going to be distributed between the main rival and the friendly rival too. So we're going to move along in that case. So story time. Um, the story of the game is going to be you have you have a, a normal life on Earth, and then one day you just get sucked into the digital world. No one brought you there. It was just an accident. And the reason for that is because the digital world is right now in constant infighting between different realms that were created because of all the fighting that has been happening. It's been intensified. And the Digimons are actually trying to get an advantage on each other. However, normal Digimon evolution takes a while. They have to defeat Digimon, grow, and it takes time before they can digivolve. But if you have a Digimon partner, which is a kid, um, a human that works with your Digimon, you can allow the Digimons to digivolve, even though that is not permanent and still a pretty good boost, and that can allow you to bolster your forces basically. So many of the locations of the kingdoms are trying to be forcing the digital gate, the division between the real world and the digital world, to be open by force, and bringing um, basically humans into their ranks to make themselves stronger. And this has destabilized that digital gate, which is what happened. Basically, a glitch made it so you were brought into the digital world. So you get into the digital world, and now you have to figure out what's going on. Luckily, you're gonna have someone that is going to be there to help you out. In that case, I'm going to be bringing Hina from Digimon Links, and she's even though she looks human, she's actually a digital life form. She's going to find you and bring you into her village, where you're going to meet basically all um, your partner Digimons that you can partner up with, and you're going to be there in the village for a little bit until it's going to get attacked because of all the crazy stuff that is happening in the digital world. So you're going to be able to choose to stay and fight or try to escape, and that's going to affect which Digimon you're going to be able to partner up with. And after you do that and you show your courage and everything else, that's when you're going to be granted your first Digi Spirit to Digivolve. So that's basically the main story. There is infighting going on in the digital world. There is nothing new here, but the fighting has become more ferocious to the point that the Digimons are forcing humans to come into their ranks to bolster their forces and keep going with the war until someone wins, right? And this is how being orchestrated by the D Reaper, which is an artificial intelligence created by humans that his main task was to delete excess data. This AI was created by humans in the past, but now is not longer in use and lost its purpose. So by just doing with the motions, it actually managed to force open the digital gate and end up in the digital world, where it learned that Digimon's Digivolve and become stronger and bigger and all that kind of stuff, and saw that as his new purpose, to delete the excess data of the Digimons, consume the digital world, and basically show that it's still capable of doing his work. Finding purpose is his mission. So he has been trying to orchestrate things for the Digimons to find so they can become Digi-Eggs, and a Digi-Egg is easier to delete than a mega level Digimon or a Royal Knight that can put up a fight, right? So the Reaper is orchestrating things in the back, and that's going to have to do with the DGX, their factions, and even your rivals are also going to be part of his plan. So um, that's the main story. That's what I want to happen. And then along the line, you're gonna find other parts of the stories are gonna be kind of like I want to have something kind of similar to Team Rocket. So I'm going to have the Digimons that are based on food, like Shortmon, Potatomon, Weddymon, and all that kind of stuff. As the Team Rocket kind of gag villains in the story, and they're gonna have a function with delivering a special item for friendship and all that kind of stuff. So that's part of the story. So let's go over Armor Evolution. I freaking love DGX and Armor Evolution. It's pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool story thing that they did in season 2 of Digimon, and I want to bring that into the game, and I want to try to make it make sense. So at the beginning, you're going to start with a Digimon that is going to be in a rookie level, and you're going to start in a champion level. So the rookie Digimon wants to Digivolve, but still not there. So the first type of Digivolution that you're going to get is not actually level evolution. You're going to get armor evolution, which is going to be justified by saying that it's the remaining data of Digimons that fell in battle that can be used by other Digimons to Digivolve into champion levels. So this is something that you're gonna get at the beginning. You're gonna get a Digi-Egg, and you're gonna go around trying to find as many Digi-Eggs different as you can, so you can get access to the Digimons that they can grant you. And in order to make things simpler, is this is how it's going to work: is you're going to have a Digimon from a Dragon's Roar, whichever Digimon it is. If it's from a Dragon's Roar and it digivolves with the Digi-Egg of Knowledge, they're always going to become Honeybeemon. That is for two reasons. One, uh, coming up with ideas for every single Digimon that can Digivolve with one Digi-Egg is ridiculous. It's going to be too hard to do. And that also simplifies the code. So that way you just have a selection of Digimons. You're going to know what they do and their abilities and all that kind of stuff. And it's going to simplify also the tactics. And, um, and you can have both Digi-Egg Digi-Evolution together with branching evolution or level evolution or warp evolution or matrix evolution. So that's how it's going to be. But that does not mean that the DGX have no purpose. Here is what this lovely DGX come from. So we have the light DGX, and from a game we also have the darkness DGX. And we also have the miracles DGX, which is a good DGX, but we also have the destiny DGX, which is a good DGX, which never made sense to me. So how we have the light and darkness, I want to make sure that we balance this in the DGX of the special DGX, right? So my story bit that I came up with to justify this is the DGX of Miracles and the DGX of Fate and Destiny were super powerful DGX that were once used in the past when the Nightmare Soldiers and the Virus Boosters um, fought over control of a digital world. And when they finally ended up ceasing fire and came up with an agreement, they decided to divide the DG8 of Miracles into the DG8 of Miracles and the DG8 of Light, and they gifted the DG8 of Light to the Nightmare Soldiers as a way to say, like, okay, let's stop the fighting. Here you go, you get this thing. We cannot use our super powerful DG8. And then they did the same with the DG8 of Fate and DG8 of Darkness, and they gifted that to the Virus Busters to basically signify the end of the war in this case. Originally, the DG8 used to be called the DG8 of Shining Miracles, which is the DG8 of Miracles and the DG8 of Light, and the DG8 of Dark Fate, which fate is usually something that comes up in stories as something negative, something bad, right? So it used to be the DG8 of the Dark Fate. And those DGX allow Digimon to reach basically ultra level power Digimon even if it's a rookie, right? So a powerful DG egg that was divided just to make sure that it was not used again and all that kind of stuff. And we're gonna say that the DG egg of darkness is the original one, but the DG egg of light that you actually find in the story, it's a copy of the DG egg of the true DG egg of light, which is something you're gonna have to figure out later. But when you combine them, you can bring back the original ultra level DGX, and that's gonna be part of the story beat and all some other stuff. So um, that is the story about DGX. That's how I'm going to be implementing them into the lore of the game, and I hope it makes sense um, for people to do it that way. I can also, and it's also a way for me to create something original for Digimon. So, and now here we go with two more things. So two more parts of the story is I want to make sure that the story is not just linear. Oh, go here, go there, defeat the D Reaper, end, right? The cool thing about video games is that you can have secrets. That's something that I always like. It's pretty cool to find. It's like, oh, there's a secret. There's a special weapon that takes a really hard time to get, right? So the first one has to do with Bushi Agumon. I just really like the idea of an Agumon that just decided one day to grab a blade and just go like a samurai around just fighting whatever he wants, right? So he's going to be a secret character, and there's going to be a story bit on how you find him. He helps you, and then you help him and become so close that basically he joins you and he gains a new power because of that. And I want to make it a hard thing to do and a secret. Basically, if you do the right things, you get him. But if not, you are not able to get Bushi Agumon as your partner. And that's one things. And then here's the second thing, which is I think more important to me as a Digimon fan, is make sure that my vision has everything to do with Digimon and pushes away from the things that I don't like about Pokemon. I don't like about Pokemon that how they basically are glorified pets that fight each other, which is kind of nice. Ash is a good friend with his things, but Digimon is different. Digimon is not about pets. It's not something that you capture, something that you make friends with. And that case is it's different. You only get one partner, and even though that you're gonna be able to have all the friends, your partner is the special one, and I want to keep it that way. And to signify that, I'm actually going to be borrowing from multiverse theory kind of thing stories line, which I'm going to be bringing a Porygon, which are gonna be pretty important, but it's also going to be a secret. And it's going to be a secret partner that you can make, and that's going to open up the opportunity to bring other characters into the game too, which is part of how we're going to justify these special events with characters from other locations joining in. But Porygon is going to be special because he is going to be having his own storyline. You're gonna find him. He comes from the Pokemon world. He was bred for competitive Pokemon, but did not have the right IVs and EVs or nature that the trainer wanted and put in a box. And he managed to find his way out of the PC from Pokemon and ended up in the digital world. Now he's here, and you allow him to choose his destiny. And if you do things right and befriend him and everything, he's gonna have his own mission where you can either get really, really powerful items or you can get him as a permanent partner that you can have. So that's something that I want to have. So as for everything else, things are going to be happening as I come up with it. For example, I want to have the Metal Empire against the Nature Spirit just because of the dichotomy, right? Machine industrialism versus nature, which is going to be the Banter group, which is people that just punches each other. Just think JoJo Bizarre Adventure versus Metal Empire, which is going to be kind of like machines, super soldier, militarized kind of thing. So that's something that I'm working into the story of the game that way. And of course, you're gonna have the Nightmare Soldiers that are antagonistic to the Virus Busters, and I'm going to have the Deep Savers versus the Dragon's Roar too, and then Wingardiums versus the Jungle Troopers, kind of thing. They're gonna be fighting each other, but they're going to have special rivalry between the nations too. So that's the story so far that I have for it. I'm still working on the actual writing of the story, the details about it. I have a clear vision of what is to happen and what the ending of the story is. Hopefully, everyone is happy with it. Um, and so, yeah, I am going to be putting more about this as I actually manage to code things into the game. So, this is the summary of the story. Hope you guys have liked the things that I have prepared for the game, and we'll see by the end of the year if I manage to make the demo. I will definitely make a video by the end of the year explaining where I am with the demo, and if I have demo, I'm just going to make the video explaining it. Um, I'm probably not going to be able to upload as often just because life and then travel and Christmas and all that kind of stuff that is coming up. But I am still working on it in the background, um, and I'll bring it out as it comes out of the oven. Anyways, I am the Overthinker. That's all I have for today, and have a good day.